This will be my 11th year in WMA, and I feel pretty good this year. I feel actually really good this year. I feel like I'm in better shape than I have been, and you know, the bikes are amazing this year. I just got back onto the Suzukis, and you know, it's been good so far. The guys have been extremely helpful. We've been testing already. Like, you know, third day I had the bike, we started testing, and you know, I have a lot of confidence going into this year, and I'm ready to regain a title. All the changes that we've had has been pretty extreme. I mean, when we first started, I think we were lucky enough to get maybe $500 to race, and it was more for just racing then, you know, and it started getting paid a little bit, and the more it's gotten a little bit more popular, the gate's gotten filled more. You know, there's a lot of girls getting more involved into it, so I think that's helped with the sponsors and stuff, and seeing that now, you know, we get TV and whatnot, that there's a lot more exposure, and you know, it's completely different from when I first started to now. You know, we make a decent living, and I'm pretty excited to see all the changes though. At the beginning of the year, we heard that it was one moto, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, there's not much, you know, you can really do about it. That's just what they said. And so you kind of went and just based it off of that. And, you know, you have a lot of people that were complaining, and, you know, it is a lot of traveling for one moto and a lot of money for, you know, a lot of the other girls too. And it was going to be a bummer, but, you know, had a lot of people talked with Davey Coombs a lot. You know, I guess he worked it out with all the guys at MX Sports, and, you know, luckily they were nice enough to figure it out, move us around a little bit. You know, we're racing at different times now, so I think it's really cool that we're back to 2 motos, and the second moto will be televised. I think the first moto is going to be a little bit more of highlights. So I'm pretty excited. I'm glad that it's back to 2, so now if you screw up one moto, at least you have a chance to come back. I feel like at the beginning of like when the WMA first had the big boom, it kind of happened at the wrong time because of the economy, and, you know, women's motocross grew extremely big at first, and then the economy came down and kind of tore everything apart, but now it's getting back, and they're seeing a lot of worth, I guess, into it, and you know, the manufacturers are wanting to put more of the girls out there and see that, you know, now we get TV, even though, you know, we're not the guys that get paid all the big bucks, but we still get, you know, they can still get a person that gets the exposure and gets on TV, still see their branding on TV. So I think that's what they see, you know, no matter what, you know, the girls still have value. The deal happened, you know, I kind of waited for a long time. I was kind of stressing, didn't know what to really think, and, you know, I didn't want to do it, but I was like, screw it, I'm just going to do my own deal. You know, I'm like, all right, we'll see what we can work out. I had Suzuki call and ask if I would be interested in riding the bikes. I said, sure, of course, but, you know, we're going up against some good factories, and I want to have the best equipment also. And, you know, we talked to the people at Yoshimura. They said go over to the Rockstar Lights team. They have a lot more, you know, a lot more stuff with the 250s, and you know, I said all right. So me and Eddie just went over to the office and went over to Rockstar and said, you know, we would like to maybe get an engine lease package maybe or something. And, you know, he's like, all right. Dave Gallen's sitting there talking and thanking a few, and he's like, well, why don't we just go ahead and put you on the team and go from there? And I'm like, all right. I was like, that'd be amazing. Like, you know, that'd take a big stress relief off of my shoulders. You know, putting together a team, you don't realize like all the little parts that you have to take care of. And you know, we worked some stuff out. 24 hours later, I had a bike, and the next day I signed the contract. And, you know, it's been amazing. I can't believe, like, I went through all those months and not knowing what to do, and then next thing you know, 3 days later, I'm testing. So it's pretty crazy. It happened, I guess, at the right time. Well, the difference between the carbureted and the fuel injection was, I mean, I can't complain. You know, my other bikes last year were amazing. The carburation was great, but it seems like, you know, now with the Suzuki that you definitely have no doubt in your mind that nothing's going to happen, that, you know, it's always spot on. So that's a little bit of a confidence thing also. I think that will be very helpful for us so when we do X Games. You know, for Supercross, that's another little mental thing that, you know, your bike will always be perfect. So I'm pretty excited about that. There wasn't like a huge difference, but just knowing that your bike is always going to be perfect, that's been the main mental thing for me. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of prestige into the X Games. That's just a one-night deal, but I feel like, you know, the WMX is, I feel maybe a little bit better because, you know, you have to put so many good races together, and you have to have, you know, all your stuff together throughout the whole year. So it's like, I feel maybe you get a little bit more out of winning the, you know, WMX title compared to the X Games. But of course, the X Games is pretty cool, you know, and of course I have not won that yet. So it would be nice to win it, but if it happens, it happens. This year, my goal is just to maybe finish the race and, you know, go from there. But, you know, I think both of them have their prestige in each way. Me and Rhino have been working together for 4 years now, and we really haven't changed too much. You know, I do a little bit extra here and there when I'm not working with him. You know, we work 3 days a week, and then, you know, I ride 3 days, depending, maybe 4 a week. And you know, the training has been pretty much the same. I think it worked last year. I just made a couple of stupid mistakes and a couple bad luck things happen. But I think overall, I think I was pretty ready for it, and I was 100%, you know, healthy for it and strong enough for it. So I think what we're doing is good, and we're just making sure that everything's key and that I stay healthy and stay strong.